Welcome to In the Oven, Episode 3. Today, we're going to talk about this piece that I recorded, He Came to Give Us Life. So, I recorded this for Jonathan Mead, who wrote it, and I wanted to use today to give a little bit of an example of the accompaniments that I make for these. So, because Jonathan Mead wrote this, he has access to Sibelius and all his files for this, so it's really easy for him to send me a Midi file. So that's how I create these accompaniments. Now, you can import the Midi file into Logic, and it's got stock instruments that sound alright. They're not great, they're not terrible, they come with the software, which is awesome, but I've made it a goal of mine to see how good I can make these. So I'll talk about the piano one first, because that's the most complicated and the most interesting, I think. So this is a sample pack. You can see it's the 8-Dio, the new 1928 piano. This is a sampling of a 1928 Steinway grand piano, apparently one of the better specimens from the better eras, and I think this sample sounds really good. Yeah. And the piano part, I didn't do very much to at all. I've maybe done a little bit of EQ, you can see here. I balanced it volume-wise, but the only really notable thing that I did was you can see these two notes here. I made them just a hair longer because they sound a little bit cut short when I just directly imported it from the MIDI. That's it. Now these other ones, the flute, the oboe, xylophone, and marimba, and this one, the BBC stuff, that all comes from the BBC Symphony Orchestra plugin by Spitfire Audio. These all come with the Discover package. It's not the greatest sounds, but I actually just ordered the professional edition today, so that's going to be coming fairly soon, and I hope to include those, and that's actually instrumental, haha, pun intended, for the recording of the album that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to go through and redo all these accompaniments with those better instruments. The xylophone, the marimba, all these other ones I imported from MIDI, but the flute part here and the oboe part I actually recorded on my MIDI keyboard. I just want to make it as, human as possible, and it's easier just to do it that way. So I've got in my project here, let's go to the right one. So here's my tempo list. I just went through the score and I picked up the tempos and where they are. So this is your measure number, here's your beat, here's your subdivision of the beat, and here's the tempos. Now that looks really fast, but that's in 4. Logic doesn't like to work in 2 for whatever reason. And I've got my time signatures here. So I go through the score and I create a click track, and then the MIDI just plays along to the click track. And I go through and I edit, I stretch things, I work with automation to make the volumes go up and down. You can actually see here on the flute and the oboe, you see these lines down here, that's expression, that's basically the volume. And I go through and I make the accompaniment. Now this one actually has a neat thing. It's got like a coach's whistle in it, but I couldn't find a sample for that. But we have one in the house, so I just recorded that. It's fun. And then this particular piece has a horn part, but I wanted to play it because I have a tenor horn. So I went through and I recorded the tenor horn part. And this is how it sounds in context with all the other accompaniments. And then if we add the trumpet in, so the very final step that I did was I recorded the trumpet part. And after that, then I just did a little bit of mixing to make sure everything's balanced. I did some panning, as you can see here. And it's pretty much ready to go for the video. So that video is coming out in a couple days, and I hope you watch it. I just wanted to say a very quick thank you for supporting the channel, and I hope you found this video informative, entertaining, and enjoyable. So thank you so much.